Gốc cho cả hai
Cả sỏi, cả lá, cả đất.
Câu hỏi kia của tao.
Các bạn vẽ gì đấy?
Sharing about our group idea for the presentation experience. We use 3 big bottles, and I use the scissors to cut it 3 holes, and each bottle I put the water stone into first bottle, soy in the second bottle, and the last bottle contains black salt. Then I use 3 small bottles carried on top of the bottle. We use a cup filled full of water, then pour it in each bottle. You see the water squeeze into 3 small bottles. As a result, you see the bottle contains plants that have the least water level, and it's synonymous with its absorption to percolate water, and it means that the plants can protect the soil and prevent flood. It's end.
See, there's 3 boxes over here, and this one only has soils, this one has soil and trees, this one has soil, this one has rocks. And the first box it has only soils. I'll pour water there, a certain amount of water. And after experiment, you can see that the water that flows down here is very dirty and it flows a lot. And at the bottle number 2, which have soils and trees, and then when I pour the waters in, the water is still dirty, but it flows less. Yeah, and do you know why? Because trees actually have roots, and roots absorbs water, and water it flows down to the soil. They will be absorbed, so that the waters will not flow as much as the bottle tree, the bottle trees, and this has soil, trees, and rock. And as you know, trees can absorb water, and rocks they will create small holes, so that water flows. When the water flows down, it will flow slowly, so the soil won't be destroyed. After that, the soil shouldn't be eroded, and the water shouldn't be closed down.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Sit down, please. And as you say, land can prevent erosion and flood. And activity we will do and see is as the last lesson. And today we only show experiment, create an experiment. And the last lesson we show the real experiment. Yes? And thank you for joining me today. We will see you in the next lesson. Hi, welcome to the lesson today. And I have a question to you. Which topic did we learn about in previous lesson? I please.
We have learned about erosion.
Floods and erosion. Yes. Thank you. The lesson today we continue this topic.
And before the lesson, I would like to show you a video. Let's watch video and answer the question. How does floods affect on human life and environment?
The scale of devastation is overwhelming. Days of heavy rain, floods, and mudslides in central Vietnam have swept away entire communities. Thousands have lost their homes, and millions are affected. In parts of Quang Ninh province, the floods are inescapable. All these Vietnamese can do is stand on the roof of their home, waiting and hoping for help.
I have not eaten since yesterday. The floodwater is now at the level of my roof. We have nothing. No food, no phone, nothing.
A rescue unit carries the body of a colleague who didn't survive. More than 100 Vietnamese have also lost their lives in the disaster. About a third of them, soldiers. Outside this hospital, staff and patients wait for help. Everything inside is flooded. And the government warns things could get worse as Tropical Storm Saudel approaches. With all their possessions gone, many have also lost their source of income. An estimated 700,000 livestock have been killed or swept away in the heavy rain. It's a similar story in neighboring Cambodia, where dozens of people have been killed and entire villages evacuated.
Yes. And who can volunteer to answer my question? How does floods affect on human life and your environment? Giang, please.
The floods make people in Vietnam no food, and over in water.
Yeah, thank you. Sit down, please. What else? How does floods affect on human life and environment? What else? Dương, please.
It's because everything like food, trees, and make the environment healthy.
Yes, thank you. Sit down, please. Look at the board. This KWL chart, which we complete. Yes, in the previous lesson. And a lot of things you know about flood and erosion. For example, how it destroys everything, kill people and animals, pollute the environment and stereotypes to nature. And then you also so many questions you want to know about flood and erosion, how to prevent or way to avoid. And especially is the question, why do floods and erosion often happen in empty land? And with this question, we have the answer after this lesson, the lesson today. Let's move on the text. Open your book, please. The text about function of the plant, and now you read the text carefully, and underline the words, the key words, which you want to know its meaning, or the word which is unfamiliar. Right? Understand? Do you understand? Yes. Please take carefully and underline the key word which you don't know its meaning. You have 3 minutes to do this. 3 minutes. Listen to me. I will read the text. Function of the plants. In October, some provinces in Vietnam Central were left submerged in water after night storm hit Quảng Bình and Da Nang. resulting in several damage to local community and several deaths. The result of studies shows that in area where new tree and ground vegetation has been planted, the ability of soil to absorb water was almost double that of area with no trees. This means that huge quantity of rainwater could be more readily absorbed by trees. The trees and ground vegetation in forest ecosystem slow water movement and help stabilize the soil. Prevention of soil erosion help reduce sedimentation type pollution in streams, rivers, and lakes. Canopy of trees slow rainfall when rain hits the leaf and must slowly percolate to the ground. So it also prevents soil erosion. The roots of plants dig deep into the soil and create space between soil particles. When it rains in highlands, water that flows downhill gets drained into the space created by the root system of plants. Due to this, chance of flooding is greatly reduced. Oh, and now read the text again, please. Read again, please.
Function of the plants. In October, some provinces in Vietnam Central were left submerged in water after ninth storm hit Quang Minh and Da Nang, resulting in serious damage to local communities and several deaths. The results of the study showed that in areas where new trees and ground vegetations have been planted, the ability of soil to absorb water was almost double that area with no trees. This means that huge quantities of rainwater could be more readily absorbed by trees. The trees and ground vegetations in forest ecosystems slow water movements and help stabilize the soil. Prevention of soil erosion helps reduce sedimentation type pollution in streams, rivers, and lakes. Canopy of trees slow rainfall when rain hits their leaves and must slowly percolate to the ground, so it also prevents soil erosion. The roots of plants dig into the soil and create space between soil particles. When it rains in highlands, water that flows downhill gets drained into the space created by the root system of plants. Due to this, chance of flooding is greatly reduced.
Thank you. Sit down, please. And which words do you want to know its meaning? Which word do you want to know its meaning? The new word, the vocabulary. Which words do you want to know its meaning? Three, please.
There are two words, is sedimentation and canopy.
Canopy. Yeah, thank you, please. Canopy. Yes, canopy. And canopy. Canopy. Can you guess canopy? Look at this picture. Yeah. This a big tree has big canopy. Canopy is provide shade. What does this mean, canopy in Vietnamese? Yes, đám lá. And canopy of tree is made by branches and leaf. Branches and leaf. Which spreads out on the top of tree. Focus on some keyword. Submerged. It's in sentence. In October, some provinces in Vietnam Central were left submerged in the water. And what does this mean, submerged? What does this mean? Some provinces in Vietnam Central were left submerged in water. What does this mean, submerged? Huh? You can say in Vietnamese. Ảnh hưởng, huh? No. Submerged. Submerged. When after rain, after heavy rain, my small tree is submerged in the water. It goes below into the surface of water. So what does it mean in Vietnamese? Ngập. Yes, it's ngập. And the next, the reason a study so that in area with no tree and ground vegetation has been planted is the verb. Plant. What does it mean, plant? Giảng, please.
It's the same meaning to grow.
To grow. It's the same meaning to grow. Yeah, to grow. What else is meaning? Plant. Lemon is plant. Rice is plant. Rose is plant. What does this mean, plant? What is meaning? The other meaning. Tree. The tree is noun. Tree. Yes. It is a verb. It is the meaning to grow. Or put a plant in on the ground and so that it can grow. And if it's a noun, it means tree. Yes. Absorb. What does this mean? Absorb. Absorb the root, absorb water and mineral from the soil. Absorb. Yes. Absorb. What does this mean? Absorb. Yes. Absorb. Hấp thụ. Ecosystem. Ecosystem is mean includes the people, animal, plants, and everything in around living thing with interact with each other. Animal and people or plant can interact with each other. It means at same time.
Air pollution, noise pollution.
Yes.
And it takes everything bad.
Take everything bad. Thank you. Sit down, please. Pollution is mean. It means the environment is dirty. Yes. Environment is dirty. Yes. And look at it. We can divide many new words into two groups, a general vocabulary and academic vocabulary. Repeat after me. Submerge. Erode. Plant. Drought. It means plus and drought opposite. Ecosystem. Erosion. Plant. Sedimentation. Landslide. Canopy. Heavy rain. We use this to clean the table because it's easier, can percolate water easier. What does it mean, percolate? Yes, percolate easier. Yes. And now focus on many the words. Yes. Plant. The words of first. Plant. Look at this plant. What it mean? It mean grow tree. Yes. Vocabularies in dictionary definition is plant, to put a plant into the ground or into a container of soil so that it will grow. If plant is now, yes, we can see a plant. Plant it mean living thing, a living thing that grow in earth, in water, or none of the plants usually have roots, stem, leaf. Yes, it's now. What does this mean, flat? What does this mean, flat? Flat. Think about flat. What is flat?
Well, flat is, as far as I know, it is like a place. It is submerging water.
Yes.
And it's
Submerged, everything submerged in the water.
like the ground is covered by
The
water.
ground covered by water. Yeah, thank you. And look at the board. You can see dictionary definition about flat. Flat, to cover with water, or to fill with too much of something. Fill too much of something. Plus, it means water, a large amount of water covering an area that is usually dry. And in the table, I have many sentences, and which definition goes with each sentence. Read carefully definition and these sentences. Which definition go with each sentence? Number one, Quảng Bình were heavily damaged by a flood. Number one is now a verb. Quảng Bình were heavily damaged by a flood. It go with 1, 2, or 3 definition. 3 now, yes, it go with 3. Thank you. Sit down, please. And the next, after flood, it took weeks for the water level to go down.
This is number one.
It's number one. It's it go with number one, and it go with number 2 definition. After flood. It's after flood. Flood in here is now a verb. Verb or noun? Now, yes, after flood, sau bão mà, đúng không? Sau lũ mà, thì it go with 3 definition. Thank you. Sit down, please. And the next one, preparing for the Tết holiday. Tết holiday coming soon. Goods fruit, supermarkets and local market. You? Sentence 2. Goods flat is a verb. The verb to fill with too much of something. Something is here. Goods. Yes, the goods. Thank you. Sit down, please. Good. And the last one. Which the definition go with the last one? You? 1. It goes with the affiliation 1. After several heavy rain out, everything flooded. Yes, flooded is the verb. Flooded with water, to cover with water. Thank you. Sit down, please. And I have many pictures. Which picture are example or non-example of flood? Which pictures are examples or non-example of flood? Yes? You?
I think the pictures, example of flood is picture 5, 4, and 2.
The picture are 5, 5, 4, and 2. Yes. Thank you. Is right? Is right? No. Why? Why no? Lana, please. Picture 2. Yes, example of what? Picture 3. No, non-example. Round, opposite with last and 4. Non-example. Oh, plus it's been feel too much something. A lot of people concerned. Yes. So picture 4 is a non-example or example. Example. Yeah. Picture 1. Non-example. Picture 5. Example. That's coming soon. A local market is brothers leaves the leaf to make some cake. Yes. The picture C. Example or non-example? Non-example. Why non-example? So please.
The picture is just only some trees and it's empty of warehouse.
Empty of vehicle, empty road. Đúng không? Alright. Sixth picture is non-example in class. Thank you. Very good. The next vocabulary is erode. Let's see the dictionary definition. Erode, to reduce or destroy something slowly. Reduce or destroy something slowly. And look at this picture 1, 2, or 3. What is the same in 3 pictures? What is the same in 3 pictures? Giảng, please.
There is no wet and the soil is dry. The plants can't develop.
And why?
Because the soil is dry.
Soil erosion. Yes. And drought. Sit down, please. What else?
Because I can see there is no water. There is no water here.
Yes.
Everything is very dry.
Very dry. Yes. And thank you. Sit down, please. In here, picture 1 and picture 3, or picture 3 is a place without tree, a little bit of tree, and hill slope. It's easier to destroy, to remove what is removed after when heavy rain. Soil, topsoil, yeah. When heavy rain, the topsoil easily to run out maybe flooded. And after heavy rain, the higher area maybe become drier. And erosion is natural processes which surface of ground is removed from one plate to the other plate. And also erosion is natural processes, but many human activity can increase this, such as deforestation. Deforestation is mean people cut down tree. So deforestation. What does this mean? Deforestation in Vietnamese? Phá hủy thảm thực vật. Yes. Look at this picture. There are two areas. There are two areas in this picture, and can you guess which area easily be erode? And why? Which area can be eroded easily and why?
I think it's picture number one.
Number one, why?
Because many tree is destroyed.
Yes, many tree is cutting down. Yes. Return the text to answer the question. Why plant can prevent flood and erosion? Why plant can prevent flood and erosion? Who can answer the question? Okay.
Tree can prevent soil erosion because having trees lower when it is steady and not slowly incorporate the ground.
Yes.
So this prevents soil erosion.
Yes.
Also, trees can prevent flood because the root of plants deep into the soil and with between soil particles. When it rains in highlands, water that flows downhill wetland into the soil created by the roots and the system grows. So it will and chance of flooding will reduce.
Yeah, thank you. Sit down, please. And the reason we need to answer the question due to canopy of tree and the root system of plants. And canopy of tree, slow rainfall. All can say canopy of tree can reduce rain speed and make it don't directly hit onto the ground, indirectly hit onto the ground, so it prevents erosion. And the second reason is the root of plants. The roots of plant can hold the soil and keep the soil together, and it makes stabilize the soil, and so it can prevent flood and erosion. And so the picture 2, the human can what the human can do to prevent floods and erosion? What can people do to prevent floods and erosion? Please. Plant more tree and protect forest ecosystem. Yes, and try to deal with and now to remember to remember the new word. I have a mini game. Look at carefully. Yes. How many words in the book?
11.
11. Yes. Read it and remember it carefully, quickly, and then after a slide will has many words. No right also no right. We have there will it will some words missing. Yes, disappear. And what is missing? Yeah. Canopy, summers, plant, erosion, ecosystem, percolate, frost, rocks, or what rainwater prevent. You ready to this? Ready with this game?
Yeah.
Yes. Look carefully again and remember it. And now we make it disappear. And find which was missing. Yes, which was missing. Oh, you canopy. Yes, canopy. And you can talk something about canopy. Who can help her talking something about canopy? Canopy, what does this mean? Canopy, what function canopy protect? Plant. Protect soil. Yes, thank you. Sit down, please. Who can help?
Canopy is a system that formed with branches and leaves that can prevent soil erosion.
Yes, can prevent some erosion. Sit down, please. Who can give a many idea with canopy? Please. Talk louder, please.
It's a layer created by leaves.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, thank you. And is the word missing in canopy? Yes. And the next. And now find out which word is missing. Which word is missing? Yes. Which word missing? Plant, please.
It's plant.
Plant. Yes, plant. What do you want to talk about plant?
The plant is to grow the tree to the ground or continue to make it grow up. It's a noun for the tree or anything that has stems, leaves, roots, and
Stem has root, leaf, and stem. The next more difficult and still see the what's in the board again. Yeah. And find how many words is missing in the next. There are a lot of words missing, and how to remember what missing. Look this again. Not right on the table. Not right on the table, please. Yes. Oh. How many the word is missing? How to remember it? Seven. Yes, 7 was missing, but which word is missing? Which word? That is you?
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem, yes, ecosystem.
Water.
Rainwater. Land. Flood. Erosion. Prevent. Yes, prevent. How do you remember a lot of words? How do you remember easily?
We share the same team.
Huh? See the check.
One right now.
Yes. Thank you. Sit down, please. Yes. In this, there are a lot of words is missing. There are a way to remember the words easily to make it in a story. To connect the words with each other. For example, I can think about ecosystem. With a lot of plants, a lot of tree, and tree can have the roots canopy could prevent flood and erosion. So if we think about it, it's easily to put it into the sentences or short story to remember the words and to remember the words easily. You can put it in sentences, real sentences, and real situation, and say it many times, and put it into short story to easy to remember. And now I have a activity to remember this word. I have activity. Yes. And now work in group. Group one. Turn back. Turn back and work together. Yes. I have two groups. Words. One group with the new word and the other with the definition. Yes. One group with the words, new words, and the other group with definition, a lot of definition. And your task is match the words to definition correctly. Are you understand? Do you understand? Yes. Chúng ta bắt đầu nha. We start activity to remember the new word. Close your book, please. And yes, you have press out on the table. Close press out on the table. Yes. Turn back and put the words stand up and read the definition of preventing. Yes.
To stop something from happening or someone from doing something.
Yes, to stop something happening or someone from doing something. Sit down please and back.
all the plants, animals, and people living in an area considered together with their environment as a system of relationships.
Thank you. It's right. And Đăng là Đăng Dương à? Đăng Dương, stand up and read definition of yes.
And go below the surface of an area of water.
No, to go below the surface, supposed to go below the surface of this area of water. Or cover or something completely. Thank you. We have many activities. Homework for you to look at the reading text, underline any other new words in the text, and choose the 3 most useful ones in your vocabulary notebook and write in your vocabulary notebook. And the next activity. The activity to reinforce writing skill and reading skill, and use the visualizing impression to write question about the text. Read the question 5. Use the visualizing questions to write questions about the text. Write the answer in the space provided. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. The question 1 is an example. It's given full sentence, and the task is write your answer into space provided. And the question 2, 3, or 4, you have to complete the question by using the words in the text, and then write the answer in the space provided. Yes, you have 5 minutes to complete it. Exercise 5. Can I repeat your task in Vietnamese? Do you need I repeat your task in Vietnamese?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And now you can share your ideas, your answer to the answer. Yes. So question 1. How could the huge quantity of rainwater be more readily absorbed by tree? What is your answer? Why? Lan Anh, please.
My answer is the ability of soil to absorb water was only down by its areas.
Yes. Thank you. Sit down, please. How could the huge quantity of rainwater be more readily absorbed by tree? How? The answer of Lan Anh answer is the ability of soil to absorb water was almost double that of area with no tree. We find the answer in this in 2 paragraphs. So question 2. What helped reduce sedimentation? Who can complete this sentence? Sedimentation. Fine.
What have to do with sedimentation, tide pollution, extreme river?
Yes, thank you. We have to complete the question 2 is what have reduced sedimentation? Sedimentation, tide pollution in dream. We can find out information in the text. Yes. Sedimentation. Yes, sedimentation. We can complete the sentence by the phrases tide, ocean, stream, river, and lake. And every the content to complete question in the text. Just only read it carefully and find the right content to complete it. Yes. And the answer, Giang, please.
Prevention of soil erosion.
Yes, prevention of erosion. Yes, thank you. So question 3. Why can the canopy of tree also have? Why? Have. Zoom.
Why can the canopy of trees also have prevent soil erosion?
Yes, your answer.
Because the canopy of trees slow rainfall when rain hits the leaves and must slowly percolate into the ground.
Yes, thank you. It's right. And the last question. Question 4. That is create. What is created by you?
Question 4 is what is created by the root system of plants.
Yeah, your answer.
Yeah, it's the space between soil particles.
Yes, it's space between soil particle. Thank you. Sit down, please. And now you can translate the text in Vietnamese. And now is the last activity for the lesson today. We have as you can see, we have 3 groups, and each group has 3 containers. And one of them has plant gas. And I have many that tree. Falling tree. Yes. And then is a soil. And to read for our lesson, which function of land prevent floods and erosion. Listen to me. To improve the function of land preventing floods and erosion, you can use many materials to make an experiment. Use many material to make experiment to improve the content we learned about in lesson. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes. You have 5 minutes to complete this, and now is work in group to complete an experiment to improve the content we learned. Yes. Back down to complete design experiment to
hay là có lá ở trên, và cái thứ ba là có lan với cả đất.
Okay,
Okay, and as you can see, after our team experience this border, the water is very dark and some soil are here. This, their leaves above, their leaves above. And when we take the water into the bottles, you can see the water. This is not as dark as this. And the last one, there are very much plants here above the soil, and it is really mineral. It's clear. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah. And okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have 3 bottles. The first one, we only have soil without plants and leaves. So in the second bottle, we have soil with some leaves above the soil, and the last one, we have soil with some plants growing here. And now we can compare the dirty level of the 3 containers. The first one, we can see it is very dirty, and the color of the water is very dark. The second one, you can see we have some leaves, so the leaves can prevent the dust from going down, so the water is cleaner. And the last one, we have plants above, so the water is very clean and clear too. So from the experience, we can see that when trees are planted, it can prevent flood and erosion.
Yeah, thank you. You can talk more about why plant can reduce floods and erosion.
Because it can prevent the dirt and the soil going down on the surface.
Yes.
Yeah, it can prevent.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, very good, thank you.
My teammates has prepared 3 bottles over here. The first one is nothing but soil and dirt. The second one is almost the same, but the ground is covered with dry leaves. The third one, there's some bushes here. It is fresh grass. And let's compare these 3 bottles. The first one, when we pour the waters in, the waters after about 3 to 4 bottles, the water is it flows very fast and violently into this bottle. And as you can see, this bottle here, it has dirty waters, and you know it's dark. What makes it so dark? It's dirt and soil. So that you can know that the soil is also it is brought with the waters. So the soil may flow with the waters and it may disappear. At the second bottle, we have more leaves on the ground. When we pour the waters flows into here. It's not as violently as this one. And the waters is also more fresh. And the third one, we have more grass and plants. As you can see, the waters, it is so fresh. It's not as dark as these two. And the waters is also more fresh too. This means that not much soil is brought with the water. So at the final, if we combine these 2 methods, the waters wouldn't be the soil erosion wouldn't be as much as this one. So just imagine if we had a forest, what soil erosion would even be a problem.
Yes, thank you. And the last lesson today, before we finish the lesson, I have a question to you. What do you learn about this lesson? What do you learn about the lesson? T, please.
So after this lesson, I can know that plants play an important role in preventing flood and erosion. So from that, humans should plant more trees and protect forests, and also stop cutting down the trees. And lastly, for myself, I will try to plant more trees around my house to protect the trees, and the environment.
Thank you. Sit down, please. And although frost and erosion are natural processes, but human activity maybe can control frost and erosion by many ways. For example, as T said that we can plant more tree and cutting down tree or protect forest, and the small activity we can make it easily to plant tree around the house, around the place where we live. And thank you. The lesson today is finished, and your homework is open your book in here in your homework. Read the text again and choose many keywords you would want to know this meaning, and it's most useful to write the vocabulary word map with the definition, synonym, antonym, and give many examples to use the words in sentence. Yes? And thank you very much.